Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another round of Adiraiju Plays Godzilla Unleashed. This extra part will show a few other features of the game, including this, the intro to the PlayStation 2 version of the game. The PlayStation 2 game was released at this... Actually, I think it was maybe a week earlier than the Wii version of the game, something like that. And, the difference being that the Wii version pretty much knocks the PS2 version out of the water. They have the same number of stages and the same types of stages, but the PS2 version is way more low-res than the Wii version, as you may or may not be able to tell. And more than that, it's basically just a retread of the Godzilla Save the Earth game for the PlayStation 2. On the other hand, it also doesn't have any of the new monsters that the Wii version has over the PlayStation 2 version. It does, however, have two monsters that are... well, it has two monsters all its own that you can't find on the Wii version. One of them is Batra. But the thing about Batra is the fact that it's basically just a reskinned version of Mothra. And the other one is Gigan, the Showa version of Gigan, who can be found in Save the Earth and Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee, but not in Unleashed. Instead, they've replaced it with Millennium Gigan in the newer game of the Wii version. So, that's pretty much all there is to the PlayStation 2 version. It's like the Wii version, only it has Batra and it sucks. So, what do we have here? Well, we'll start this fight in New York City. So where are we going to... Oh, that is one thing. For some reason, Godzilla Unleashed on the PS2 version, I believe, has a randomizer effect. Anyways, there's Batra. For those of you who don't know who Batra is basically Gigan's angry little brother. Oops. But, yes, as I said, Batra is basically a reskinned Mothra, and boy, slow frame rate in this game. And it doesn't help that... ow. Oh, and by the way, the monsters also have their old movesets from Godzilla Save the Earth 2 here. But interestingly, while most of the monsters in Godzilla Save the Earth have... Okay, you know what? That's larval Batra, and here's adult Batra. Most of the adult monsters in Godzilla Save... Oops. Got you building. Bonk. While most of the playstyle is basically a duplicate of Save the Earth, Gigan for some reason has a totally new model, which is much better than the one in Save the Earth. And I'm quite thankful for that, actually. So let's, yeah. It's got an auto-target that usually works just fine, but when it doesn't work, it's hard to nail. Oh, I didn't know that. As I said, Batra is basically a clone of Mothra and has access to pretty much every single attack Mothra has. So, that's all there is to Batra, really. And, by the way, the, oops, nope, you're not picking that building up and throwing it at me. I'm picking you up and throwing you at a building, thank you! I can't believe that building did not come down. Anyways. It shouldn't be too bad. Ouchies. Oh, that stinged. Nope. Huh. We missed each other. Oh, and by the way, did I mention that Mothra sucks in Save the Earth? I didn't? No? Well, that's just fine. That's just fine and dandy. Just gonna snatch this building up. Here you go! That was the New York Times building. Read all about it for news that hits you. Oh no. I want to get that. Darn it! Owie. Oh no. Ay, that stings! Silly. Ouch. I got clobbered. Nope. Ouch. No. Nope, you're not getting away that easy. Oh, he did a number on me. Oh dear. I missed. I'm not doing well. No, you don't. Nobody steps out of church in my town. Come on. Yes, mine. I have potential. Leo. No, I haven't won this match yet. Spock. Ow. That could have gone better. Oh! Oh! That went better than I anticipated. Alright, where's that blue sputtery spoo? Come on, there we are. There it is, and there I have it. Alrighty. Oh, no, no, no. No, 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 no. No, you can take that blue crystal. I want the blue crystal because it's all shiny. Besides, I prefer Pokemon Sapphire over Emerald or Ruby anyway. Wait, who? I can't tell who got it. Oh, well. Uh-oh. Nope. Oh, no! I tried to grab it, but got here was just faster. That's not good. I'm telling you, the resale value on these wings is going to be nil. Ouchies. Oh, jeez, look at this. Got his fins. He got the big flappity thing sticking up out of him. Are those supposed to be wings or fins? Or stabilizer fins, maybe? Nope. Okay, that hurt both of them. No, it just hurt me. That's the thing about Batra. Well, some of his attacks are really good, but half of them leave you wide open. Nope. Got you. And there goes the Chrysler building. No, wait. He missed it. Oh, there goes everything next to the Chrysler building instead. By the way, Batra is technically, in this game, considered a mutant, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense considering the fact that in his original debut title, he was unabashedly an Earth Defender type monster. But in the supplementary material, I believe what they did was explained that since Batra went out of his way to wipe out humanity, and since he was so aggressive about it, he caused more harm than he did good anyway, so... Ouch. Nope. Got you. Oh, wow. He hit that hard. Not as hard as I'm gonna hit him. Please, oh, please, oh, please. Oh, man, I am running low on health. If I'm real lucky, maybe I'll just be able to take this guy down. Please. Oh, what the hell? The building just went, whee! The building went off to wherever buildings go when they die. Ouch! Oh, wow! That looked painful. I win! Just barely, but I won. Hot dog. Alright, now back to the Wii version. Alright. Now, for those of you who watch my channel might know that a while back a user decided that he wanted me to play as Biollante just to show her off, and well, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show off Biollante in Osaka and exactly what this particularly large and powerful monster can do. Biollante, for those of you who aren't too familiar with her, is a giant chimera of genetic engineering mixed between Rose, Godzilla, and human genetic material. Barf! And here she's going up against Titanosaurus. Biollante is far and away the largest monster in the game, and is the heaviest monster ever to battle Godzilla according to the official stats. The tallest one was King Ghidorah, but King Ghidorah's just got these three big long necks on top of big long... Three big long heads on top of big long necks. How do you have your neck on top of your head? It's a monster! Kill it! Anybody else remember that? Groundskeeper Willie. Groundskeeper Willie versus Godzilla. Nope. Ouch. Well, that went badly. So, Biollante is a dangerous monster overall. She can attack with those tentacle flappers and bite down. And this is one of her most infamous attacks, the all-out assault, which is her grab and throw attack. Boy, that looked painful. And her... Come on. Gonna get you. She can also do a number of other moves, most of them involving burrowing around and teleporting. Basically, she could burrow into the ground and emerge a few feet away, but that's basically a teleport move. But right now... Ugh. Titanosaurus is too close to really show that move off, so we're just gonna slap it silly with our face. Never thought I'd say that. I'm going to slap this man. I'm going to slap the dinosaur silly with my own face. Spring. Get you. Whoa! Hey, you should thank me. I saved you from getting hit by missiles. Down you go. Judging by her body language, I'm guessing that she had one too many beef burritos last night. So, time for round 2.
Monsters, fight.
Okay. Boy, you know, you just know that somewhere out there is some poor dentist who quit his job after he said, "Open wide." Greetings, I am the and then she turned into the tripods from War of the Worlds. The chances of anything coming from Mars are increasing by the day. The chances of anything going to Mars will increase by the day. Down you go. Oh, I think I'll take the debt. Slap, slappy, slappy. The only real problem with Biollante is A, she doesn't take hits very well, so she's not exactly a tank. And B, she's, okay, she doesn't take hits well, she's slow, and she can't turn around very well, so it's kind of hard to aim your attacks. But once you're right in front of her and engaging her in all-out assault, Biollante is just about as dangerous as they come in this game. So it's a trade-off. Yoink. Uh-oh. Missed. Come on, you. Oh, I just wanted to... Never mind. Never mind. Choppy, choppy. I want to get you. Down you go. Slap, 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 and smack. Ouch. That's the one thing that for some reason Unleashed removed. I think this is the case, but I don't think you can pick up buildings after enemy monsters throw them at you anymore. Buildings are big boulders. You know the drill. Anyways. Now I'm the king of the castle. Now you can tell exactly how big these monsters are compared to their original counterparts, because Godzilla and Anguirus in Godzilla Raids again were actually smaller than Osaka Castle, which we blew up, and here they are significantly taller. Granted, both Biollante and Titanosaurus are larger than, well, are taller than Godzilla at least, but still, you can tell a pretty clear difference when Godzilla shows up. Snap. Well, that's the end of that. Biollante wins. Next. Now, what I'm going to show you are a few other monsters that we just didn't get around to seeing in previous gameplays. We'll go for last man standing because I don't want to do too many 2-round fights. That'll take too long. So we're going to start off with King Caesar, who for some reason just never showed up in the last game. In the actual playthrough of the adventure mode. And we're going to be fighting a mystery monster in Tokyo. Who is the mystery monster? Who knows? King Caesar is a lion-like monster that is actually a giant golem and the guardian of the Azubi royal family of Okinawa. Oh, great, Space Godzilla.
Monsters, fight.
Now, King Caesar can fire this solar beam from his eye. In the original movie, what he couldn't do that, but what he could do is absorb beam attacks through one eye and reflect them back through another eye. He's very quick, he's very nimble and athletic and agile, but he's not the toughest of fighters, so it's a bit of a trade-off. Snap him. Well, I know I can take down Space Godzilla. Oh, that's one of the annoying things about Space Godzilla. If you wind up in a... Ouch. If you wind up in a long-term fight that involves him getting into a grappling move with you, Space Godzilla will, due to a glitch, start using that whoop-a-whoop-a-whoop-a-whoop-a-whoop-a maneuver that will eventually, it just won't turn off. And it doesn't actually mean anything, but it gets annoying after a while. Rebo. Butch, butch. Heavy on the street, corner slapping in the face and... Ouch. Poke. Owie. One of the other things about King Caesar is that his solar abilities take a while to recharge, so, yeah. In the original story, I think that King Caesar was originally supposed to be able to do his shtick in the movies where he absorbs a beam attack with one eye and then releases it again with the other eye. But for some reason they didn't do that in the end game, and I'm not sure why. Nope. And then Space Godzilla's back was snapped, like a toothpick twig. Pikachu. Okay, you know what? That was annoying. Oh, and King Caesar flinches more easily than other monsters, too. That's why the missiles cause me to halt. So, quickly. Punch. Punch. Oh, missed that punch. And, come on. There we go. No. I'm just gonna heal myself. No, wait, that's not a healing crystal. That's one of Space Godzilla's crystals that he summons in order to power himself up. But he's not using it to the best of his ability, so no big deal. Shoot. Now, burn in the fires of the sun. That was some Sunny D commercial. Burn in the fires of the sun. There you go. That's the end of Mechagodzilla, thanks to King Caesar. Now, the other two monsters that we're going to play as actually are not... Well, we sort of have played as them already. It's Godzilla 1954 and Godzilla 1990s. So what we're going to play as... New York City again. Is Godzilla 1954 and Godzilla 90s against unknown monsters.
Godzilla.
Godzilla 1954 is actually a reskinned version of Godzilla 90s, but he moves a little bit slower. Oh dear. And he's a little bit stronger. The only difference is that he's got a black and white color palette instead of the color version palette of the 90s Godzilla. Come on, you. Ouchie. Ah, my hand! You shall pay. Pooch. That was dumb. I'm stuck in the force field! Help, help! Actually, I did wind up stuck outside the force field in one of these games when I was playing a while ago. Well, there goes the Empire State Building. To me, it's just a big old black Dinka toy begging to be knocked down. But to some others, fellas, it's the end of their favorite movie. Whatever happened to lovable monsters like Kong, anyway? Ow. Okay, you know what? Apache Chief, I said Apache. I should be going up to the size of... I should be blowing up because I... Oh wait, maybe if I grab that crystal. Come on. I should be in overdrive mode. There we go! Apache Chief, I missed. No, that's my building. You can take it on your horn. Got you. Come on, you. No, he ain't going nowhere. That's the great thing about overdrive. What's it called again? Overdrive mode, overwhelming mode, overpowerful mode. Is that your attacks are stronger and you're faster, but you actually lose your defense abilities, which is a bit surprising. Oh crap, I can't see anything. Yes! It waked out in the end, though it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Come on, you. Alrighty, so I think I have the advantage here. It's over, Godzilla! I have the high ground! You underestimate my power! Missed. Oh, he can jump, but he can't dodge. Splat. Come on, you. That was a doozy of a punch. He missed! I just missed him. Come on, you. You know what? Let you stand into my fire! My apologies. Punch.
Winner.
I am one punch monster. You know, when you think about it, everybody's one punch, man. I mean, you have to punch the hell out of somebody before you can one punch them, but you get the gist of it. Alrighty. So our next monster is Godzilla 1990s. And you know what we're going to do? We're gonna do random anyway. I was thinking of sending Mechagodzilla out against him since we didn't see very much of him, but I think I'll give everybody else a fair shot. Loading San Francisco. I left my beast in San Francisco. That sounds vaguely perverted, so...
Batra.
Swell.
Monsters. Fight.
Godzilla 90s is very similar to Godzilla 54. Actually, it's pretty much identical. Down goes Batra. Now, you might have noticed that there hasn't been a whole lot of background music. That's because Godzilla 1954 and Godzilla 1990s don't have background music. But there's something you might also not have... What the hell is Batra doing? Physics? What are those? Now, King Caesar actually does have a background soundtrack, but for some reason, King Caesar's soundtrack simply never shows up even when you're fighting him in the actual game. It does show up when, come on, you. Yes. However, it does show up if you look into the game files, and you can actually find King Caesar's soundtrack on YouTube if you just look around for it. Claws. I'm gonna just grab this thing up and... Hey! No fair going under the ground. There's a few other monsters that never appeared in Godzilla Unleashed that were supposed to show up. Hedra almost made an appearance, but they decided that he'd use up too much memory. Monster X was considered, I know. Zilla was considered, but eventually Zilla was discarded because, well, nobody liked Zilla at the time. Ready? Nope, nope. I think I'll take this crystal. Thank you. Ow, ow. Nope, you're not getting away from me dead easy. Don't you go. Okay, that's getting annoying. That is one thing that Batra can really put a damper on somebody's day with, is that, those... No, not that. But that doesn't help either. It's that stupid yellow powder that she sheds that allows her to deflect any energy attacks that are aimed at her. And it hangs in the air for a while, poisoning anybody who touches it. Nice. How dreadfully convenient. Yeah, that's the thing about Batra, since she spends literally all her time in the air, excuse me, since she spends literally all her time in the air, it's kind of hard to tell whether you've knocked her down or not, and even the game sometimes seems to get confused. Yo, that was a weird pose Godzilla just did. Well, apparently that worked. Oh, we've already, come on. Ouch. No. Get forward. And back. And forward. And back. And forward. Not back. Forward. Stays forward. Got it, bug lady. And... Slut. The end. Well, that was that, ladies and gentlemen. That was Godzilla Unleashed's last couple of monsters, and now we've got a little, different thing to go through. In fact, you know what's in the store? Well, monsters that you can buy, of course, by unlocking like I showed you in the gameplay, but what you can also unlock, okay, environments too, but is art galleries. So let's look at some concept art, shall we? Looks like that's what became of Queen Vorticia, back when she was a creepy, creepy, creepy lady. Okay. And concept art 2. Looks like a standard VTOL, vertical takeoff landing vehicle. There's Miku, And there's what's his name? I forget him. And there's General Pissass. And Crystallock in a much more feral initial form before they refined him into what we all know and dread today. And of course, Obsidious. It's a bit of early testing. And that's the picture that people voted on. That was Magmouth, which people voted on for the new monster in Godzilla Unleashed. I remember, I was there. Now there's Godzilla in what appears to be a very primitive version of what would eventually become the standard stages of the game. London, high up in the air. Seattle, covered in rivers of boiling lava. Oh damn, the dawn did not rise on Seattle that day. I guess that was what was left of the Empire State. Oh no, or maybe it was what was left of San Francisco. I left a giant earthquake in San Francisco. Dang. Right down the center of the trench. Looks like we have visitors. Oh look, it looks like that was what became of Sydney. Sydney, not Cindy. Welcome to Sydney, Australia. Hello! It's the end of the world as we know it. Or something along those lines. Come on, you. Ah, there's Magmouth. Or Obsidious, or whatever you want to call him. I remember in early concept videos, they decided that Magmouth was initially going to have to eat up, let's say the videos for the end. They decided that Magmouth was initially going to have to eat up rocks and buildings and rubble and such in order to fuel his inner stores, but they abandoned that concept. Anyways, these are hints on how to unlock the unlockable monsters in the game. Right there, Jet Jaguar is playing as a GDF character, and here's how to unlock Mecha King Ghidorah, which we already showed you how to do earlier. Here's how to unlock Varan, which we showed you how to do earlier. And next, here's how you unlock Obsidious, which we showed you earlier. Has to be those specific alignments. GDF, or in this case, Earth Defenders. How to unlock Megaguirus for that one. How to unlock Biolante for this one. Have to be an Earth Defender here, too. Have to be a Global Defense Force member to unlock Titanosaurus. And you have to be an alien, I think an alien, to unlock Crystallock. But, anyways, you know what we're gonna do? No, it looks like that's the gallery. Next we're gonna go through some videos. We're gonna see exactly what... Oh wait, those are the end credits. Sorry. Oh, this is an advertisement for the game. Hold on, I'll shut up here. Sorry I bumped the camera there. About halfway through that advertisement, but wow, it's been almost 10 years. Wow, I can still remember running out to buy that thing. Still got it. Anyways, let's see what video 3 is. That's just the Pipeworks logo. Can you imagine somebody who's working really hard to get everything and then they just get the Pipeworks logo? Ooh, let's hear this. Let's crank up the volume.
This is Simon Strange, developer on Godzilla Unleashed, which is coming later this year to the Nintendo Wii. Today we're going to take a look at a few monsters and the sudden appearance of a volcano in the middle of the city might change this iconic location. The first thing you'll notice here are the ubiquitous lava flows. A new volcano has wiped out most of the city, and lava is flowing freely through the streets. This upheaval is somehow connected to the new crystal growths that you can see in a few different flavors scattered around here. These crystals are also making all the monsters go berserk, drawing them into the city and making them battle in these devastating environments.
Charge up Electronet and enable hardwired nanofiber current output.
And although it looks better in the sunlight, you can get our first glimpse of our new water technology over there by the docks. I'm especially fond of the steam that comes up with the lava and the water meeting here. We try to capture the feel of the real cities, and I think that lots of accurate details really come through despite the obvious differences between reality and what you'll see in our post-apocalyptic settings. Hopefully the rest of the channel will appreciate what we've done with their town and enable the monster construction. More of our unique environments as we lead up to Godzilla's release later.
Mr. Strange, you need to work on your sound mixing. So do I, for that matter. But at least I have the excuse that I am not a professional. Oh, brother.
We're back with another environment preview from Godzilla Unleashed, which is due out later this year on the Nintendo Wii. Today we're taking a look down under at sunny Sydney, which in our game has become a frozen wasteland. The crystal infestation in this area has dropped temperatures, freezing the ocean and the land, which makes it a rather uncomfortable place for humans to live, but hopefully it'll be a fun place in which to battle your giant monsters. Something I want to bring attention to as we skirt across the snow is our liberal use of bump map terrain. Bump map terrain is something we haven't seen done very much yet on the Wii, but we're employing it.
All units converge to take down.
It really helps to punch out.
Commencing cryocycle. Stand by.
Our other next-gen improvement in the engine is our dynamic building destruction. If you take a look at the buildings below us, you can see that they really look like a monster's ripped through them recently. All of that damage has been procedurally generated as the monsters ran through the city. So our environments have really taken a leap in both static and dynamic. I hope we'll see you again soon as we continue to reveal even more environments from the game, along with their unique destructive themes.
Not bloody likely, Mr. Strange. Okay, yeah, that should be enough volume. Doo-doop. 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 Doop. 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 Camera number 5, get out of the way, please. Camera number 5, camera number 5! Ah! Alrighty. So these were promotional bits of animation for the new monsters that debuted shortly before the game was actually released, and compared to what we'd had before, these look pretty darn good in 2007. I do like that bit of a body language Godzilla conveys there. Yo, fuck your shit. So we've got ones for Godzilla, Kiryu, Anguirus, Destroya. Destroya's is kind of lame. He just laughs. Titanosaurus. Now, I remember this one was pretty big simply because it was such a new monster, and the fact that nobody really thought that Titanosaurus would really show up here. And yet, Jet Jaguar, for some reason, showed up in the games well before Titanosaurus. Rodan, well, Rodan's been a staple of these games since the beginning, and, whee! I want to fly like a pigeon. Next is Mothra. Now, I remember that when this game was being shown, it was hugely touted as exactly how much more advanced Mothra was compared to how she looked in Save the Earth, and yeah, she did look a lot better. Yeah, there's Crystallock. And there's Obsidious, and you know what's a shame is that this model of Obsidious looks a lot better than what we eventually got in the game, in terms of his mouth at least. Maybe, it looks like they kind of blurred it out. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But anyways, I'm going to leave you with this, the trailer for the Godzilla DVDs that came with this game. I hope to see you next time I have a Let's Play up, and we'll see exactly when that is, because to be perfectly honest, I really don't know when that's going to be, because I've got a lot more to do on my plate than usual lately. So, sooner or later, I'll be able to get my next Let's Play up and running, And that'll be the Ghostbusters Let's Play. Ghostbusters 2007 game, I believe, for the Wii. But with all that said and done, this is Adiraiju, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves. See you next time.